Head for the garden route to attend the inaugural Knysna Hillclimb, a motorsport event that attracted some fast and furious machinery.
If only everything stopped as quickly as tyres from Continental, engineered in Germany.
The coastal town of Knysna is best known for its tourism, its fancy holiday homes, its golfing estate, its oysters. It's not known for motorsport. Why? Because there really isn't much in terms of tracks around this town. However, that's about to change because the inaugural Knysna Hillclimb has brought some very interesting, fast and unusual machines to Knysna, and we're going to see them in action.
And action would certainly be the operative word, although more so for some than for others. This rare 1948 Peugeot Special single-seater racer was crippled by clutch problems and couldn't compete, but still managed a couple of demonstration runs. It belongs to the Franz Hoek Motor Museum. Not all the entries were as unusual, but the 45-odd competitors all faced an identical challenge, negotiating the fast, twisty and sometimes treacherous hill leading to the spectacular Simola Golf and Country Estate. The estate overlooks Knysna, its lagoon and the famous heads, and features a Jack Nicklaus-designed golf course, a five-star hotel with spa and a number of exclusive residential developments. Measuring 1.8 kilometers long, the hill climb looked innocuous enough, but posed a stern challenge to the assembled machinery. Practice runs on the Saturday ensured there was ample time to get to know the course before the elimination rounds and final on the Sunday. The competitors were divided into 12 classes based on engine size, aspiration and drivetrain, and electronically timed from the bottom of the hill to the top. Hill climbs have long been an integral part of motorsport locally and internationally and provide a simple but thrilling opportunity to put man and machine against the clock. Anything goes, from road cars to racing machines. But how did the Knysna Hill Climb come about?
I had an idea for a karting race. Another chap, Francis Cousins, had an idea for a hill climb, and we just got together. He phoned me one day, said, why don't we do this? And it sounded like a good idea. And there are a lot of petrol heads around, so it gathered momentum pretty quickly. Town Council, Knysna Tourism, Simola, the traffic police, the fire department, everybody have been so behind this event. And it's one of the great things about organising an event in this town is that everyone gets behind you. They all buy into the idea of events, and that's good for the town. And without their support, we wouldn't have been able to do it.
For the spectators who gathered in their hundreds to watch the daring young and not so young drivers and their dashing machines, there was no shortage of action. Part of a hill climb's attraction is the variety of participating vehicles, and as the event progressed, the drivers became braver, really pushing their steeds to the limit. There's nothing quite like the sound of a well-prepared engine being revved to the limit and the rich aroma of racing fuel filling the air. As the practice sessions progressed, the times got better and better. Among the hard hitters at the sharp end of the timesheets were some four-wheel drive Subarus and a brace of AMG Mercedes-Benz sedans. The lighter C55 AMG was consistently quicker than the heavier CLS 63 AMG. And if that wasn't exotic enough, the pride of Italy was represented by a lone Ferrari F430 Spider. It proved to be a real crowd pleaser. Rally ace Enzo Kuhn brought a spectacular Audi R8 to Knysna and soon showed the gentleman racers how it's done by making the most of the Audi's Quattro all-wheel drive and the sheer shove on offer. This spectacular Ford GT40 replica is owned by property developer Alec Bates, who seemed to relish the challenge of competing in the event. We asked him about his steed.
It's a recreation of the 1966 Le Mans winning car, which was driven by Bruce McLaren and Chris Amon, hence why it's in the colour scheme of the New Zealand team. It is a true replica of that racing vehicle. It's got a 5.7 litre, 550 brake horsepower engine. and state-of-the-art suspension racing brakes. And it's brand new. It's only picked it up from the contractor on Monday and drove straight down here on the trailer. And this is a baptism of fire, first time out.
But Alex's interest in the hill climb extended beyond that of a keen competitor. Recognizing the commercial potential of the event, he was also the sponsor of a spectacular prize, a 40,000 rand trip to his golf and beach development in Mauritius.
Because a lot of these cars are very special, very expensive, and it's very much our target market. And when we heard about it, we're delighted to be associated with it. And from what we've seen so far of the event, that we'd like to be involved next year and maybe up our sponsorship.
Somebody who had to up his game at the Knysna Hillclimb was motorsport legend Cyril van der Merwe. What started as a fun event was fast becoming a much more serious affair.
It really is a fun event, but I mean, any motorsport event turns serious at some stage, which this one has done. I think there's a very quick Subaru around here, and he's giving me a hell of a hard time. So yeah, it's a bit more than fun in it at this point in time.
The Subaru in question was the Trick 380 kilowatt Impreza WRX of Pretoria driver Anton Cronje, who had only one objective.
Keep Cyril behind me. Yeah, no, he's he's very competitive.
Yes.
And so I have to. So the aim today is I have to break a 43. I think I have to go in the 42s to keep him behind.
Speed wasn't a high priority for this glamorous old-timer, a V12-powered 1939 Lagonda Grand Prix racer painstakingly built up by classic car enthusiast Dickon Daggett. It was certainly one of the rarest machines in the field. Of particular note is the close attention to fine, authentic detail. We asked Dickon to tell us a little more.
I did what Lagonda did. I took a saloon, shortened it, and put this body on it and did all the other changes. So it is in fact identical to the racing cars, but it isn't one of the original two.
Magnificent looking car and quite spectacular to see out on the road as well. What is it like to drive?
Well, for a vintage car it's quite quick. We're managing a very healthy, slowest time of the day, but but yeah, I mean it's old, and but yeah, it's great to drive. A lot of fun.
On a much more modern note, the locally produced Harper Type 5, driven here by its creator Craig Harper, is a road-legal racing machine, which means you can drive it to a circuit, race it there and drive it home again. There's 120 kilowatt of Toyota power to propel 650 kilos. With the elimination rounds completed, only the final remained, with the two fastest cars in each class squaring up. This immaculate Datsun 1200 of Ian Oberholzer took the Class A honours, while Peter Gales won Class B in his Marcos GT. The rapid Honda Civic of Lorenz van Litzenborg was quickest in Class D, while the immaculate BMW 325i of Johann Zulch snatched the Class E win. No surprises in Class F, where the Enzo Kuhn Audi R8 combination proved to be unbeatable. For co-organiser Francis Cousins, a Class G win in his Birkin 7 was a welcome reward for weeks of effort. Chris Carolin's crisp-sounding Mazda Capella Rotary won Class H by just more than a second, beating veteran racer Nico van Rensburg in the process. One of the most spectacular entrants was this PVP racing kart, piloted with great courage by John Am. He was the Class K winner. And in Class I, Paul Bestby resurrected the Fiat Uno Turbo legend by setting the fastest class time in his Kia's Motorsport prepared version. The sole diesel entrant and Class M winner was the Polo TDI of Matteo Casali. But the battle for overall honours was yet to come, and Cyril seemed less than confident.
I'm very close to the limit. I think I can maybe get another 0.4, 0.5 maybe. But that's not going to be good enough. I need 0.7 to get to him. And but the final run is a one run only, so anybody who makes it in the slightest mistake can maybe change things. I don't know.
A perfect start in the Mustang and a flawless run, albeit at the very limit of the Big Banger's handling, saw Sorrel put it all on the line to post a time of 43.040 seconds, his fastest time of the weekend, despite cold, hard compound slick tyres and the race car's tall gearing. But would it be good enough to beat the Super Subaru of Cronje, or would the Pretoria driver buckle under the pressure? Smoking all 4 tyres off the line, Cronje seemed determined to break into the 42-second barrier and take the overall honours, but it was not to be. A cracked inlet manifold was robbing the Impreza of vital power, and despite some hasty repairs, he was actually slower than in the Eliminators, eventually posting a 43.734 second final time, only good enough for second place overall. It was a thrilling finish to a superb inaugural event.
I think the feedback from today definitely says that we need to do it again next year. The thinking was that if this is a success, we'd like to make it into a speed festival of sorts and add other events over time.
So it looks as if the Knysna Hillclimb is here to stay, and if you thought that this year was good, watch out for a bigger, better event in 2010 with an even greater variety of cars.
Knysna might be an unlikely location for a hill climb, but as it turns out, it's been a brilliant success. The reason being that this town hardly ever sees action of this nature. Also, the collection of cars has been superb, from old classics to a modern day, very quick cars. And we've had some personalities, including people like Sorrel van der Merwe, Enzo Keen, and some local heroes as well. So, a great event, one that can certainly grow, and we'll be back next year to see just how much better it can get.